Okay. Um, Hello, everyone. John Marshall, the DrillMaster. As I recover from my ordeal, I'm going to go through. That's my voice a little scratchy. Sorry about that, but I'm going to go through a couple of requested critiques. So this is Flannigan Rifles. This was Army Nationals from this year, and just wanted the cadets involved wanted to get my feedback on the performance. So here we go. Too bad. Too bad the video didn't start earlier, but that's okay. So I'll go back. Of course, I always do. So you've got a nice opening statement. Looks like you stepped in, going backwards. I appreciate that very much. It's I need to look at tempo here as well. It's more difficult to march backwards and spin. So instead of the facing movement, so you were asking, so in the request, the statement was that judges didn't feel that this was as high a quality as other performances. So what I wanted to bring up here is now I've talked about this with many of performances, but this facing movement right here. So you're entering backwards, really doing intermediate level, complicated-ish work, and it doesn't have to be advanced all the time. Intermediate level is just fine, but then there's I think there's a feeling with cadets that a sharp halt really comes off as a good part of the statement. Well, it's a little before that. So let's watch that. So here, that right there, that halt, it doesn't add anything to the performance, and then you execute a right face, which also doesn't really add anything to the performance. Like I said, I wish the video would have started earlier so I could see the transition from you probably facing forward to how you got to facing backwards, stepping into the box there. And so, is it along the same level as that facing movement? Oh, crud, a drop. And a hit as well. So a drop is losing complete control of your rifle, and then a hit is partially losing control, but being able to recover. That marching at an angle was nice. That worked well. But a facing movement, and so you have a mixture here of some pretty good intermediate, starting to go into the advanced work with your rifle, but your movement, your feet are at a basic level, although your design here, and so there's many different facets to a performance. So your design so far is really it's imaginative, and that's good, but your feet don't match your design and don't match the rifle work. So there is a big difference here. You marched in backwards. you went over, you reported in, and then you're marching at an angle back over, and now we're going to see, but so you have a facing movement, you have a stomp halt. I mean, these are very basic things that don't enhance the rest of your work. The design is very good so far. It's like I said, imaginative. The rifle work also is good. Now, you had the drop, okay, maybe nerves. You had the hit, again, maybe some nerves. But why the about face? Oh, and I understand, okay, you're going to march this direction. You were facing that direction. I get it. But there is a more imaginative way to turn around. Let the rifle take you in the direction that yeah, that's you're pushing the rifle around. That is more of a contrived change of direction rather than a natural change. And so, anybody can do a facing movement. Nicely done. Now, see, you have some really advanced work for the rifle. But as I was saying earlier, everything doesn't mix together well. All right, so why the steps? Okay, it's probably a Flannigan Rifles thing, and then that's cool, that's great. But does that really enhance the performance? You have toss and a catch. All right, now if Flannigan Rifles does that, imagine that movement, that step style, being used by, let's say, a block of 9 or 12, 16. Imagine the impact that comes across, the communication that's happening from the team to the audience. Now, set that in this setting here with just one individual doing that, a solo, and how is that communicating? It's not very impactful at all, especially with you holding the rifle in a single position. If you were to change, I appreciate the change in step style. That's great. Variation is wonderful in exhibition drill, and I think it didn't work as well for you because you didn't layer anything over top of that. It was just a slight change in steps technique, and then holding the rifle at horizontal with then again another facing movement. And so here, the dramatic moment of the slow turn didn't come across because the lead up to it really should have been lightning fast. But it was just a turn. Slowed down a bit. The kneel there with the rifle, that was interesting. I really think you should have had that as your report out pose, honestly. And then you could have taken the rifle as you're reporting out. You could have taken the rifle across, and imagination can go on. And a closing statement. Okay, good. All right. So now, I hope you can see that how you have. Remember, we have beginning, intermediate, and advanced level, and you have a mix of all three, but they're not coming together in many places. So this is why you're not scoring as high as you could. It takes a lot of effort to design a routine and then have everything jive together. So, at the beginning of the year, as you're working on your performance, you're going to be working mainly on rifle work, and then as you progress through, then you start to work out your design of the drill, and then placing that rifle work in with the drill, and then coming up with creative ways to not only change direction but work on changing your step technique, the style from maybe a flowing set to a very rigid and halted section of rifle work, something like that. So as you progress, you're going to be able to understand. Hopefully, hopefully I'm communicating well enough to where all of these facets of your performance, they're all going to come together and then be as one communicative direction instead of several that really aren't working out all that well. So anyway, thank you for the critique request. I appreciate it. And if you need anything else, please let me know. Thanks.